This video briefly outlines the development and deployment of military and naval aircraft in the First World War. I'll use the term aircraft to cover a range of aerial vehicles: balloons, airships, which were lighter than aircraft which had engines and could therefore be manoeuvred, and heavier than air engined aeroplanes. Balloons had come into regular military use for observation during the American Civil War from 1861 to 65 and the Franco-Prussian War 1870 to 71. Airships associated with the German Ferdinand von Zeppelin and aircraft associated with the American brothers Wilbur and Orville Wright were developed in the first decade of the 20th century. The British Army, for example, created a school of ballooning as part of the Royal Engineers in 1878, received its first airship in 1907 and established the Royal Flying Corps in 1912. The Royal Naval Air Service came into being a month before the outbreak of the Great War. The Italian Army had made the first military use of aircraft in 1911 during its invasion of Libya, then part of the Ottoman Empire. Initially, aircraft was seen as taking the role of cavalry in conducting reconnaissance and locating the enemy. The significant role aircraft would play in warfare was demonstrated in the open warfare of 1914, when Field Marshal Alexander von Kluck, commanding the 1st German Army, the right flank of the German force sweeping through Belgium and France, had no aircraft observing his army's flank. This allowed General Joseph Gallieni in Paris to send troops to attack the First Army's flank. Kluck was surprised, panicked, and turned his army to face the French. This caused a gap in the German line, which resulted in the German defeat at the Battle of the Marne. In April and May 1915, German airships conducted their first bombing raids on English ports. The German raiders for a long time were invulnerable to British attempts to bring them down. When Captain William Leif Robinson became the first British pilot to shoot down an airship over Britain in September 1916, he was awarded the Victoria Cross. On the Western Front, balloons and aircraft became vital for observation and reconnaissance. Aircraft regularly flew over the enemy line to take photographs that would become the basis for detailed trench maps. Both sides developed fast single-seat aircraft armed with machine guns to attack the slower-moving two-seat reconnaissance aircraft. These fast aircraft became known as fighters, and their pilots, such as German Manfred von Richthofen, the Red Baron, who shot down 80 aircraft, became famous. As Allied fighter aircraft improved in 1917, Zeppelins were withdrawn from bombing raids and replaced by multi-engine bombing aircraft. These had been the type had been developed in Russia by Igor Sikorsky, in Italy by Giovanni Caproni. Flying over the Alps was the only practical way to attack Austria-Hungary. In Britain by Frederick Hanley Page, and in Germany by the Goethe and Zeppelin-Staaken companies. The German bombers attacked Britain in 1917, with one raid on London on the by 17 Goethas, hitting Liverpool Street Railway Station and 2 schools, killing 160 people, including 43 children. The British government was under pressure to act. One of the rationales for the Third Battle of Ypres was to capture the area in Belgium where these German aircraft were based in order to reduce these raids. As well, British aircraft began bombing Germany from December 1917. Prime Minister David Lloyd George appointed South African politician and General Jan Smuts to head a committee that reported that the Royal Flying Corps and the Royal Naval Air Service should be taken from the Army and Navy, and on the 1st of April 1918 were combined into a third arm, the Royal Air Force.